I guess we'll get to see how many Panthers fans. I know Derek likes to host the away fan base, so shout out to the Panthers fans. If you're going to be at the Circa, we'll see you Friday night. They're catching 5.5 here on the road in Las Vegas. Sean, plus 198 on the money line, minus 240 for the Raiders. We got a 39.5 total. Obviously, the big news here is no more Bryce Young. That caused the move. The look ahead was 4.5. Caused the line to go to 5.5. What?
No, it was 7, and it went down to 5.5.
No, the look ahead was 4.5. It was 7 at open.
Oh, okay.
And it got bet down to 5.5.
Oh, okay.
Which is interesting. Perhaps the look ahead had some sort of idea that Bryce Young would be benched, which would be a shocker because Andy Dalton himself said, I was very surprised when Coach Canales came and spoke with me. I didn't mention it, but the Raiders are a public side here. They're coming off the big win. They look good. I mean, Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers, one of the best 1-2 punches.
Devontae Adams might be talking to Gardner Minshew.
Well, I mean, Gardner Minshew, the only quarterback in the league with 250-yard passing games in both games this year. And like I was saying, Adams and Bowers looks like a pretty serious 1-2 punch. And we still got fucking Antonio Pierce whispering in my ears about Zamir White's 20
the whole
carries.
press conference was about how Zamir White needs more touches.
This is the week against this Carolina run defense. I keep making these graphs that show how good and bad the NFL teams are. And Sean, news flash.
Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers are bad on a level. And take Terrell's comment down because we can't actually see the Panthers. He's covering the corner of the graph where the Panthers are. This is eliminating garbage time.
Wow.
This is
not a good look for the Panthers.
I mean, look at all the other teams, and there's a lot of bad teams this year. They're all in the middle. Panthers are down there. So are we sure that Andy Dalton is really going to help improve this team that is unmeasurable right now?
Yes.
In a moment where we're about to get the goddamn Zamir White game, Sean.
Well, you're underestimating not only Ryan. Canales had to bench Bryce Young because he was in danger of losing the locker room. It's not only you're upgrading the play from Bryce Young to a competent starting quarterback, as we saw last year with Andy Dalton going into Seattle, and probably should have maybe won that game, even covered. They ended up losing by 10, but he was in that game. They threw the ball 53 times. Their game plan was insane, but Andy Dalton looked like a competent quarterback. Not only are you getting the boost at quarterback, but really it's about the boost you get for your entire team. I mentioned Adam Thielen. He was whipping his helmet off because he was wide fucking open. These guys are pros. The guys on the defense that have been playing like shit. You know why they play like shit? Because they know it's pointless. If they get a stop, if they force a punt, you got Bryce Young on the other side who's 1 for 20 on third downs. Like, that is not getting you up. That is not motivating you. And you have Raiders, who there's some rumors about them liking to hang out in town, coming off a big win against the Ravens.
What do you mean?
And just the Ravens, the Raiders coming back to Vegas after their Ravens win. I think they will have a couple cocktails.
Oh, you're making up shit.
Feel good about themselves.
How dare you?
Raiders as favorites of 4 points or more since last 23 games, 6-17 ATS.
It's not a good spot to have them.
No, they're not great as big favorites. They're frisky dogs and small favorites. That's the type of team they run. And even Antonio Pierce would probably tell you he doesn't give a fuck about winning by 5.5 points. He cares about pounding the rock, ugling the game up, which is the only way that the Panthers are going to hang around. I'm taking the Panthers plus 5.5. I'm going to be smashing some Adam Thielen ladders. Get the stick ready for Adam Thielen, Ryan. In a dome, let's go.
So we already knew that they lost Derek Brown, defensive lineman, key player.
You can't talk about players in this game.
A'Shawn Robinson also seemed to hurt his knee. He's probably their second best defensive lineman against the run. They have another defensive lineman who's missing practice this week. So I think a little bit like the Bucks, which you were very keen to see that handicap. I do think that he's going to be able to run the damn ball and cover this number. I'm going to the donkey window for the second time on the show. And I'm sure.
The fact that I was kind of surprised. I thought everyone would be on Carolina plus 5.5. I was kind of surprised they were not a public. Yeah.
Carolina is per VSiN, aka DK numbers here. 17% of the bets and 24% of the handle.
Are you kidding me?
Is on Carolina.
Oh my God, they're gonna win. This is Ryan. This is what the correction needed to be.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ugly dogs.
I worry that Andy Dalton might not be that much of an upgrade, and that Dave.
You are fucking take that out of your mouth.
Dave
Bryce Young, bring up your Bryce Young graph, Ryan. I know you got it sitting over there. He's not bad. He's historically bad. He was the number 1 pick, and they benched him week 3. Do you know how bad you have to be?
Yeah, I know, completely agree. But the impressive part is that their defense.
This is how you
was
do it.
Already like
because they have Bryce Young as their quarterback. But they're not going to play hard.
They're historically bad as well. I mean,
so
we watched Derek. We watched Decker celebrating a game being over with 8 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, because as soon as they came out on the field, they knew they had Bryce Young. This is what happened. They're going to get up for this game. They're going to shock the world. They're going to beat the Raiders, and then they're going to get their asses kicked next week. Come on, Ryan. You've watched the league.
I have watched the league. I appreciate this, but I don't think the Panthers are going to be able to stop the run at all. And I don't think they're going to be that defensive line against the Panthers offensive line. Forget the quarterback. You expecting Andy Dalton to come out here looking like fucking Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I will have to this is going to be one of those in real life, how I thought it was going to go. And then in real life, because boy, good luck, Sean. I'll lay the points. Me and 83% of the public.